Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Stacia. So, since the last episode, it's been a little bit of time. I did a bit of mining, like I promised, and if you take a look here, we have a fair amount of materials at this point. We've got a bunch of iron, because I knew we were going to need that today, but we've also got a lot of redstone. And actually, we've got gold in these, but over here, you'll notice that, this latency. I am uploading, of course. Like I said before, I pretty much have to, right now until the fiber gets installed, I have to upload pretty much non-stop. But that's going to be fixed soon. They did contact me, and they said it would be sometime in the next, 2 weeks. They'll be setting everything up. So, it's taking a bit longer than expected, but apparently they're running it to a big area, but they're supposed to be contacting me. I've already got everything set up, so they're going to contact me as soon as they're ready. I'm like one of the first ones on the list because I've been calling for 2 years now waiting for this. But anyways, you'll notice that over here we've got a bunch of materials in here, and we've got quite a bit in here, and we're still kind of kicking away on a few things. I don't know. There's some aluminum and some more iron. And I've been running out a bunch of steel, and speaking of, I've got copper. Let me go ahead and get 16 of these. Because today we are going to start into a bit of immersive engineering, starting into power production. And I'm on the server right now with, now it's just Tyler, but it was Nico and Tyler. We'll go ahead and get that kicking away. And I wanted to show you a couple things. First up, I did a bit of enchanting. You'll notice right here, most of this was just cycling enchants, these books. And I also made us a new pick. And actually, let me get Silent Gear. We're going to display construction. Okay, if we take a look here, I did make a pickaxe, so you can see that I made lumium long tool rod. I still have one left over, of course, because they craft two. But it's 2 lumium and a diamond to do that for the one that I made. And then I made an obsidian pickaxe head that's 2 parts obsidian, 1 part refined iron. And this gives it stellar, refractive, jagged 3, crushing 2, malleable 3, which means it's going to self-repair. I can place light sources. It's got good durability at 3,114 max. And it's also got a few enchants on it. It's got Silk Touch, Nature's Mend, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, and Soulbound. Nature's Mend, of course, once we get into Nature's Aura, we'll be able to kind of benefit from that. We might actually be benefiting from it now if we go into places that have high aura. That just kind of came with, I think it was the efficiency. But I enchanted it because Silk Touch came up as a rank 2 enchant, and then I threw a couple of the books that I had on there for a pretty decent pickaxe for right now. And to show you, if we have this pickaxe and we right-click, I left this area dark as kind of an example, but if we right-click, we can place these phantom lights. So that way I don't have to pack around torches all the time on me. So that's quite nice. That's actually kind of where I've been mining aluminum for right now, and I can just jump out of there. And also, King mentioned earlier today, actually, it was on episode 3 that came out today. Doing steel by the block, it's more efficient, so we're going to be going with that. And it is, it makes blocks. In this pack, it makes blocks as fast as it makes ingots. So I've been doing my steel. This is the first batch of it because I'm still running on leftover steel. But I made up 21 blocks, which is quite a bit of steel. It should get us pretty far. We are going to be using a lot today for what we're going to be doing. And then also, lastly, if we pop out here, first up, I'll show you. I have disconnected this, so these wires no longer run through because my coal generator was feeding power into the laser controller, and then I was having to mess around with that to get my machines to run and stuff, so I just disconnected that for the time being. But up here, I did set up a second windmill, made another kinetic dynamo, and set up a second windmill. Right now I only have one of the windmill covers on there at the moment because I just didn't have hemp at the time, which it has grown now. But I'm actually coming out positive on power and able to run my logistics laser system now without needing to basically run the coal generator 24/7. But anyways, right now what I'm doing is I'm just getting together heavy engineering blocks. And I think that's going to be enough, right, for the... we need 4 for the distillation tower. We need 13 for the diesel generator. So we do have enough of those. Now we are also going to want a pump jack, but I'm going to prep for that here in just a second as well. But basically right now I'm just getting together materials. I think everything's craftable. I'll be honest, I haven't really dug through. If we end up coming across something that's not craftable right now, we'll handle that. But give me just a bit. I'm going to continue getting this stuff prepped up. At this point, I mean, it's mainly going to be like steel scaffold and stuff, which is easy enough because I can just craft out steel scaffold like this. I'm going to go with this method. Make sure and click this because this way you only get 2. This way you get 4. So we're going to do that and then just make ourselves up a bunch of steel scaffold, which is going to give us some tasks completed. That's probably for, yeah, like the mixer and the sawmill and all that. But what we're after is the distillation tower. But I think in this pack, we're going to go heavy with oil. It's been a little while since we went heavy with oil. I think the last time was Sevtech Aegis, maybe, that we went real heavy with oil. And so I figured, well, we'll just go heavy with oil. We're going to do... today we're going to do 1 distillation tower, but we probably will do a bit more as time goes on. Oh, so much iron sheet metal. I'll just toss all that in. Just keep that thing running for now. And then we're going to have to get... I think I've got everything for this and for... Well, once that iron sheet metal is done, everything except for the radiator blocks and the generator blocks. Now, right now, we're just going to go with 1 of each. Like 1 distillation tower and 1 diesel generator. That's going to honestly be plenty of power for us. And the nice thing about moving into fluid-based power is, of course, the fact that it does not waste. So if it doesn't need power, it's not going to keep consuming fuel. Now, our coal generator does stop once there's no power needed, but it does waste... because it may start up and only need like, you know, say 10 RF or something, and it's going to still consume an entire coal block for that 10 RF. So, let's dump that in. I've actually got a number of ender pearls because when I was mining, I came across a few endermen. Yeah, I've got 4 ender pearls right now. So pretty excited about that. And there's our radiator blocks that we're going to need. And then, what else was it that I needed? Oh, it was the iron sheet metal. Let's go ahead and grab this. So, almost an entire stack of iron plates. There we go. Quest completed. Distillation tower. And from that, we're going to get 4 wooden barrels. We're just going to toss them in there and let them get sent back into the system because I do not need those at the moment. And then we're going to need, what, 4 generator blocks? Yeah. So that's going to be... Oh, God. No. And you'll notice I have 1,500 sand. So whenever you go to vein mine sand, it's important to bear in mind that even after the Maddock breaks, it doesn't matter. It's going to continue breaking things. Oh, we got another ender pearl. Yeah. Okay, let me get the stuff to upgrade that machine frame. There's that. And then, these aren't too bad, but I think what we're going to do, since, like, kind of what I have in mind is just pushing immersive engineering and using a lot of it to make our life a whole lot easier, because I'd like to go ahead and get it set up so that it keeps a lot of these machine frames stocked, because it seems like we're going to need an absolute ton of these things, and I don't want to have to be making them all the time. So that's kind of my goal, is to get set up in the coming episodes to where we have a lot of this stuff just automated. That would be ideal anyways. So there is our generator blocks. Okay. So now we have everything that we need. Okay, now as far as setting this up, I believe we're going to set it up just right over here. It's kind of what I have in mind. And so if we open this up, of course there is the multi-block projector We might go ahead and just get one. It'll make things a little bit easier for us. It only takes like a second to craft this out. So there we go. There's our multi-block projector. And if we open up the, let's see, distillation tower. Oh wait, did they change it? Oh yeah, you can just select it. Used to you had to craft it with the book. But now we can just go through, and this is all of the multi-blocks available. And we're going to go ahead and select the distillation tower. Confirm. Okay. This ain't too bad. I want the side with the scaffolding running down because I want the ladder to kind of face our building. Now what we're going to do is start building this out. It's going to, like if I have something selected, it's going to highlight it basically. And this is just going to help us with building this whole structure out. And it lays it out step by step. Oh, and keep this in your hotbar here. That. Alright, on to the next one. That should be the last of the heavy engineering blocks. It was only 4 for this. But now we get to start iron sheet metal party. And then we're going to run up scaffolding. We're going to run up fluid pipes. And we need our 1 redstone engineering block right there. And then right here, each landing, we're going to put in the scaffolding slabs. Wait, that's wrong. Oh, you know what? I think it needs these though, doesn't it? Steel scaffolding. Oh yeah, I think it's those. And we're going to convert these, and then we craft them. It needs to be the ones with the grates on top. We are just about done. There we go. That's completed. And then what we need to do is, I believe it's the redstone engineering block. There we go. We'll form that, and there is our distillation tower. And there is a nice little handy ladder on the side. That is assuming you don't have multi-jump 3. Because if you have multi-jump 3, you just hop right up. No problem. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and cancel that off. And that way we don't have those red bars there. And you can see that we can open this up. Now, what we need to do is we need to start pumping oil into this. And there is a quest here for getting the diesel, the napalm, the lubricant, and the gasoline, and the portable generator. Ooh, which takes a generator block. But you'll be able to make 4 of these per craft there. So it's not too bad. And it takes that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our engine. And that's going to be fluid input, fluid output, and then the item output. Now, I guess for right now these engines will be outside, but that's okay. Let's go ahead. Let's find the diesel generator. This right here. I love these things, by the way. And we are going to, let's rotate these around like that. And we're going to set this up. Is that how I want it to go? Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, it has to be on projection mode. And then shift right click to place it. And then we'll just get this built out. But I figure we should go ahead and tackle power immediately. Because I already had to recently re-tackle power quite heavily on Enigmatica. And I don't want to run into the same situation that I ran on there. I don't know that the episode for that'll be out by now, but let me just say that yeah, we had to do a bit with some power on there. We are going to then just shift right click. Oh, let's see, where is it? There we go, on one of those generator blocks. And so that's going to be the start of our oil processing area. Now, what we're going to do is, let's go ahead. At this point, I want to see about getting us some HV stuff. So that's going to be aluminum. Oof. I don't have a ton of, well, actually, if I process all that I've got, I will. Then we need aluminum wire. This is default recipe. It just feels expensive. And we're going to go ahead and get some HV wire relays and some HV wire, like 2 crafts of HV wire connectors for right now. Okay, so now I need to turn my attention over. We're not ready to get this up and going just yet. So we need the steel scaffolding, the heavy engineering block, fluid pipe, steel sheet metal block of steel, redstone engineering block, which we have, treated wood fence, line engineering block. That's all cheap. So let me get that together real quick. Actually ran into a weird issue. I'm going to have to see the, because I need the immersive engineering block of steel for this to work. And it requires that you get 8 of these and 1 of these. Like, it's not interchangeable with the normal recipes. Because, like, if you just try to craft a block of steel, like this, and you cycle through, you have access to Emendatus Enigmatica mechanism and Silence mechanism. I mean, if we had an ore dictionificator, we could make that work. But I need to see, I don't know if this, I can't remember if this makes mechanism block of steel. That feels really janky. Like, I don't know if this is a balancing thing, so you just can't make blocks of steel. Because I know they're used, like, in the arc furnace. I don't know if that's the purpose. If there's a quest here for, like, the ore dictionificator, I would understand. But, you know, I'm not really seeing one. I think maybe it's an oversight or just some kind of weird thing. Yeah, Tyler said that he thinks it's a bug as well. So they're just buggy because they're not ore dictionaried with everything else, and they ended up with this weird sort of recipe. And the recipe idea is Immersive Engineering that's doing it. So it's not an intended recipe, looking at the recipe ID. So I'm just going to cheat swap them, I guess. So what is it? Is it steel storage or something like that? Storage steel 2. There we go. I don't like having to do that, but since I found it weird because, like, the quest for it says pretty sure they fixed it in the next pack version. Most of Enigmatica ore won't process. But I would find it weird if there's this quest here for the distillation tower, but then you have to wait till mechanism to make it. But he said he's pretty sure it's fixed in the next patch. It has something to do with Enigmatica ore and stuff, so we'll go ahead and run this. I might make some surveyor tools. It might be a little bit easier to just run around and find a good oil deposit a little bit quicker that way. Though I do not mind running out all these core samples either, personally, because this is going to tell us what's in this area for future reference. That's 100% cinnabar. And there's water down there. 5,208,000 millibuckets expected. But I just want to find a good deposit of oil. Now, once we find a deposit of oil, it's going to produce an absolute ton for us. Crude Oil Reservoir. Expected 7,829,000 millibuckets. This is perfect. And this is going to be the spot that gets quarried, basically, or pumped. And so I'm just going to set that up, basically directly over it. I think it could be, like, pretty much anywhere in the same chunk, but we're going to go ahead right where we did our sample. We're going to set that up. Okay, so we'll just smack this. There's our pump jack. And then I'm going to have to run power over to this, which... Actually, I should have mirrored this, to be honest. Let me do that real quick. Let me snap that off. And basically all we got to do, because this machine is pretty simple. We're going to switch these over, put our redstone engineering block over on this side, and then we're going to put our 2 light engineering blocks there, hit that, and now we have it mirrored. And so right as we step out the nether portal, there it's going to be. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just run some power over to this, and then we should be good to go. I've got it turned off right now so we can kind of start it up once we're ready. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run out our fluid pipes. I guess we're going to run them all the way over. I'll have to make some more, but that's okay. We're going to have a big oil pipeline here. Got to watch out for all these wires. This is when mobility gear is going to get dangerous. Is HV. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and release that. You can see the pump's going to start running. As it gets power, it's going to be rather slow at the moment. And it's going to send the oil that it mines up, it's going to send it over, or pumps up. It's going to send it over here, and we're going to start getting, you can see there's a little bit of crude oil coming in, and as soon as we get enough, it's going to process it. And for just a minute, I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, you can see it's dropping items in the world. I don't want it to keep doing that. I want it to just wait a minute on me. It produced us some bitumen, which we can use this to make asphalt concrete, which is going to be nice because we can use this for some decorating. And you can see right there it increases walking speed by 20%. So if we want to move even faster. And right there you can actually see we've got some gasoline in this. 702 millibuckets. But we're going to let this oil just kind of build up. It's got a pretty big buffer, so that should be fine for us. But let me get a chest for sure. This is just to store up the bitumen. Or let's just make a drawer. That'd be even better. Okay, so we're going to set up a drawer just right here. And this is going to store up our bitumen. So we'll just put that in. And then my little pipeline here. And then we're going to, let's see. I mean, we could make, realistically, I mean, we could make the big tanks. Because they can only store 12 buckets. Whereas if we made a tank, we could store 512 buckets. I'll tell you what, let me grab this. Because right now I can't make plates. And I think we're just going to go with Immersive Tanks. Because it does kind of fit the theme of this little area. So we'll do that. And we're going to need 108 plates. Actually, I've got 2 on there. Let's get this going. And that's to make 3 tanks. It's 34 iron sheet metal each. And then I'm going to need some treated wood fences also. And what we're going to do, the output's there. So we're just going to set up our tanks, I guess, right back here. What? Oh my gosh! I did not even see him. Oh, now I'll move all like slow and stuff. Is that him? I'm gonna say yeah. Come here. Ooh. He hits so hard. There we go. He's got a lot of health, but he's not too bad. Well, he's giving me time for my iron sheet metal to craft, so that's good. And actually, I should probably make more of it, more plates, because I am going to need more fluid pipes also. Okay. There we go! He wasn't so strong, it certainly seems rare, and a stunning fixation. And that was apotheotic affix. So what have we got? Dav Cow Airs, Reinforced Gold Graves of Latent Magic. Nature's Men, Soul Speed 3, Occult Aversion 1, Depth Strider 2, Mana Regen 3, Unbreaking 2, and Enchantability is increased by 11. Okay. That's cool and all, but I really, personally, I like the armor that we've got. I'm just going to dump it into there. And I've got the iron that we need for our sheet metal. So we're going to go ahead and get all our sheet metal. And ooh, I'm low on iron. Okay, let me smelt up some more real quick. And we'll get that going. Making us some more plates so we can make more fluid pipes. And we're going to set this up, I guess, right back here. I think it's pretty much hollow. Comes up 4, and I think this is the final one. Yeah. Okay. And there we go. There is our very first fluid tank. And then we're going to set up another one. There we go. There's our other fluid tank. Okay, so now at this point, what we can do is we can run out the fluid from this. We will probably adjust this a bit, make it a little bit cleaner, but for right now, this will be fine. Oh, and by the way, I have FOV speed effects turned off now, because I know that was requested by a couple people. And we'll probably want to add basically like a filter to lock it in later on, but for right now, this will be fine. Just for my reference, I'm going to put lubricant on there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have gasoline and we're going to have diesel. And now you can see we have gasoline in there. Lubricant, gasoline, diesel. Perfect. Okay, so now, and this is probably going to run out of power. Yeah, it's still got some crude oil. That's fine, because we don't need to move the cult generator over anymore at this point. What we're going to do now is we are going to run just a little pipeline. It runs like that. We're going to put a lever here, and there we go. We are now producing power. Now it is going to consume all this diesel pretty quick. Yeah, it's already ran out. But it should... Yeah, see, there's more diesel. It just needs to... Oh, yeah, I never set this up. That would help, to be honest. There we go. So now it's going to start cycling. It's going to be making crude oil. It's going to be sending it over to make diesel. And then that diesel should, unless it's getting... It's getting lubricant. I'm going to have to put filtering immediately for this. So to deal with that, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a couple fluid routers is all we really need for this. And what we're going to do, let's get well, first up, let's go ahead and just break off this, and let's break off this. Now there's a pretty good chance, I don't remember the name of it, and there's a pretty good chance that I know we're going to be producing a lot of lubricant, but probably not using that much. The flare stack. We're probably going to end up making one of these. It's going to void all of our extra lubricant, or it'll void it. But let's go ahead and set up fluid routers there and there. This one, oh, I don't have much. Let me grab a bucket of this gasoline, and we're going to say the light blue. So we're going to say gasoline comes off in this direction, and we'll just dump that back in. Oh, let me actually grab it real quick. And then the bottom side, which is going to be black, I think, just from memory here, but we're going to say the gasoline goes downwards on that. Okay, I actually got a bucket of diesel here, and then over here we're going to say that diesel goes off on the light blue, diesel goes off on the light blue, and that's going to send diesel over to this one. Okay, and we now have a bucket of lubricant, so I'm going to say that lubricant, it's just going to go down on the black side here. So we'll dump that in. I'm trying to figure out why this is not pumping over. It should be, it's just not, but it's stopping at the fluid router. Might go ahead and remove the diesel from this, and remove the gasoline and diesel from this, because I think it's just not automatically pulling out. So if we do that, there we go. Okay, yeah, so what I'm going to need to do then, let me make one more fluid router. We're going to put in diesel there, and then just run that over. There we go. Tearing up some crude oil here. You can see our gasoline's jumping up, our lubricant's jumping up. Gasoline, we'll be able to use that for... Oh my gosh! All this wire running. I'm going to have to like clean up all this wiring because it's going to be horrible. Yeah, because I stepped up on that. My step assist got me. Okay, well anyways, we are kicking away. We have 29 bitumen at the moment. That's good. And we're getting lots of gasoline. I'm going to have to do something with that gasoline. I mean, realistically, we could... all these quests are done. I'm not going to accept them right now because I'm not actually doing these at the moment. But we could do the portable generator. And use that to run off some of that gasoline, I guess. We can also make napalm. Oh, compression dynamo also, which that's going to be... oh, I need the infused alloy. That's fine. Now at this point I would like to get a flare stack. just to go ahead and have that in place. And actually, to make this work really well, let me get one more fluid router. And what we're going to do, let's pop up here. Let's grab a bucket of lubricant. And we're going to route that around like that. And then we're going to put in right here. We're going to put in, this is going to be the yellow side. And we're just going to say yellow side, send lubricant. And what this is going to do, like, lubricant's going to come over here, and then it's going to come, you know, into this one, right? Where it can then go down. But if there's extra, we're going to run out a fluid pipe. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just put the flare stack. I think the input is on the bottom, right? Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our flare stack and just put it right up here. Because this makes a little priority system, so if it can send lubricant down, it will. If it cannot send lubricant down, it's going to try to find one of these other outlets to send it. Yellow or white is the only one that it can send to, because there's something connected up to it that can accept the lubricant, which is the flare stack. And let's go ahead and get ourselves an automatic lubricator, because it can be used with the pump jack. So let's go ahead, grab that. Oh, and there was a quest for it. I didn't even realize. Oh, yeah, right here. And we get a cheeseburger. Now, if we hold this in our hands, you're going to see a little highlight of the lubricator there. And that's where we want to place it at. So we're just going to set that right there. And you can see these little pipes come out. And this is where lubricant's going to be fed. And then what we can do is we can run over and we'll grab a bucket of this lubricant. I'll probably pipe it over or something. Or send it over in some way. But if we dump that in, it's basically going to speed up our pump jack. And you can see this isn't going to consume super fast, but it might be worth setting up like a little tank or something to feed over lubricant to this. But we should take a look. We should say, yeah, it's kind of jumping up to 90. It was, I think, just jumping up to like 45 before. This is just going to make it a little bit more efficient for us. So, okay, I just came from my test world and I did a little bit of testing, and it does seem like if we wanted better output from our diesel, the Silence Mechanisms diesel generator is actually more efficient as far as power production, but it's kind of boring. It's just a block, so I'm not going to bother with it. But what we are going to do is we're going to make some portable generators. These are a little bit, not really expensive, but they're a little bit involved because I'm going to need, I think I'm going to go for 4 of them. So I'm going to need to make 6 machine frames to make 4 of these. And I'd also, honestly, I'd like to go ahead and make, what's it take to make like MV capacitor? Not bad. It seems like it's not bad to upgrade them. And HV capacitor, okay, it's not bad to upgrade it. Okay, so I'm going to make 1 HV capacitor as well. So I'm going to need a total of 7 of these machine frames. So this is going to be great fun. Okay, I'm getting close. I just got my other kinetic dynamo. This hasn't been as bad as I was expecting because I've just been kind of bulk crafting everything. As you can see with the aluminum glass and stuff. But it has been expensive. It has been very, very expensive. But I think we are ready. This is one of those things we're going to have to automate here soon, is treated wood, because I'm already tired of making it. But we are going to do that soon. So there's our very first LV capacitors. And we got a quest completed. And then we're going to get one more here. There we go. I'm going to have to go mining again between this episode and next. We've just blasted through materials. I have like this much iron to my name. I made these plates for something. Oh yeah, it was for this right here. Okay, so now at this point we can go ahead and get our portable generators. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And we got a quest completed for that. And then I want to go ahead and upgrade our capacitors. There we go. There's our MV capacitor, which is going to finish a quest. And then I want to go ahead and just upgrade this now to HV. And there we go. There's our HV capacitor. Okay. So we completed a bunch of quests, and we're going to get some food. Basically, I'm not going to accept it just yet. And the portable generator, we get some more food. And then they want us to get a bucket of diesel, napalm, lubricant, and gasoline. Of course, these three, we can easily just grab these. Are we still... Yeah, we're still not building up a backlog of diesel at the moment. And gasoline is backing up, so I'm glad we got this done. Let's go ahead. Our portable generators, I guess what we're going to do is just run this out and run it over to what's going to be a portable generator wall. I will say this is probably going to get rearranged a bit, you know, as time goes on, but now these are going to start producing some power for us. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to set up a HV transformer here. Yeah, we'll just put it here, and I can't remember, can we... Well, no, we'll have to run it into a relay, because this is only going to be able to connect to one thing. So we'll set up an HV relay here, or an HV transformer here, and connect our MV wire relay to this side. And then we're going to go ahead, right-click that, bring it over, right-click that, bring it over, that, and that. And then what we can do is just run our HV wire up. These don't need connectors, by the way, so just a heads up there. Sometimes I forget about that, but then we can run this up. And did we burn up our wire? Yeah, we're burning up the wire. Transfer rate is 248 or 8,192. I shouldn't be burning up wires like this. I don't feel like. I mean, there's not even any power in these. Okay, well, let me try. Maybe this will work. Let me just try. Let's see, we'll just do into an HV transformer. So we'll have the MV wire relay there. If I connect this over, all's well. And then we do an MV wire connector there. That's sending power over. Okay. Run that over. Run that over. Run that over. It didn't like the HV transformers. And then what we'll have to do is just do an HV wire connector here. We're going to say that this is going to be output side. And we'll just connect this up, I guess. I was really wanting to use this over at the base, but that means I'm going to have to make another one of these. Wonderful. Okay, so the pump jack's back up and running. And the distillation tower should also be running. Great. And we're going to start building up on our diesel again. And you can see it's going to steadily eat through that gasoline. I might let it just build up diesel for right now. Because I know in the past you could run like the pump jack and the distillation tower and basically make enough diesel to run, I think, 2 of these diesel generators, but it seems like I can only keep 1 running. I don't know if it's because it's toggling on and off or if it's buggy. And then one other thing I want to do, let's go ahead and set up an HV wire connector here. And then we're going to come around and we're going to set one up here, which should be opposite it. And then we're going to right click right there so we have a feed through insulator. And then what we'll do is let me plug that back up, and this way I can keep using power off of that system to run my metal press. And we're just going to plug that up, and we're going to plug power up over like so. And by the way, I just noticed ender tanks are default recipe. So we are going to set out, we're going to go get ourselves some ender tanks. That way I can just start sending lubricant over, and I can send oil over. So we're going to go out exploring and see if we can't come across a nether fortress. It's got to be one somewhere, right? We just have to find the thing. Oh, haha! It literally, oh my gosh, this was so close. Like, somebody's been here, but yeah, I mean, you could say that's where my portal is, and here's home, and I can hear a blaze. Oh, right there. Ooh, there we go, and we got nothing. Okay, let's find the blaze spawner. Oh, molten core. We need 2 of those to make blaze rods. Oh, somebody broke the spawner. Man. Oh, there's one. There's one. And guess what, actually? We have a silk touch pick. So we can just do that and take it with us. Yeah, we'll just take it home with us. And we're just going to do /home. And let's go set this up somewhere convenient for us. Honestly, I'll be honest, I could just drop it right here and that'd be fine. So make me blazes. Make me blazes. We're going to have to set up some proper mob farms soon though. But this should be okay just for getting us some blazes. There's our very first blaze rod. And we can also take these and just craft them. There's 4. And then we're going to need 4 cauldrons. And I think that's everything. There's 2 ender tanks. And then we're going to want 4 diamonds. And we're going to color this black. That's going to be the oil line. And we'll go ahead and pop out and set this up real quick. So we'll just pull off all of this. We don't actually need it. And we're going to set up an ender tank. Set it up here first. And this is going to be black, black, black. And we're going to diamond lock it also. Like that. And there's a way we can actually save a lot on our dyes. I'll show you in just a second. But that's going to start pumping into there. And then what we'll do is just come over. Let's clip this off. We'll set up our ender tank. Diamond lock it. And that basically means that it's specific to me. Diamond locking it because we're on a server. And then we're going to flip this over to output. And that's just going to pump all the crude oil from this tank into there. So there we go. Lots of crude oil making us lots of this stuff. Now this is going to be for lubricant. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Do I have yellow? I do. So we're just going to get 2 yellow dye. And then we're going to dye our wool yellow. And this way we don't have to use 6 dye. We can just use 1. Since we're doing single colors, we might as well do it this way. Now I just have to farm up the other 8 blaze rods that we need. I guess really we could make a compressor to make blaze rods, but that's another machine frame that I gotta make. But we can do that at this point. Realistically, we can do that. Get 2 of those, and you can see they're already yellow, yellow, yellow because we used yellow wool. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set this up right there. That's gonna, yeah, it's gonna break off that. We're just gonna run it up to there and then around for now till I get this stuff all sorted out. And we're going to put once again a diamond lock on this, but it's already colored the color that we need. And we're going to set this to output. And then we're going to come over and we're going to set up ender tank there, diamond lock it, and we'll put our lever here, flip that, and that should be draining. Now it's feeding lubricant over to the excavator, and it means the excavator or the pump jack is going to run faster. So great. And that means that we'll actually start using some of our lubricant, and we'll also start getting some of this a little bit more efficiently as well. And I'm going to have to put a void upgrade in that like quick. And I just wanted to quickly mention, just kind of ignore everything else around us because it's the weekend right now. I've been doing some cleaning up, organizing. But I wanted to mention that I did fix the flickering for the diesel generators, because that was causing a little bit of a loss on diesel for us with it flicking like that, and it was something I'd been meaning to get around to. And what I did was I just added an adjustable repeater. This is from Create, and I have it on a 30-second delay, and then there's a couple HV capacitors comparator reading out of that right there, and then coming around and feeding into that adjustable repeater, and then redstone wire connector going up to the diesel generator to kind of toggle it on and off, because if we let it flicker like that, it causes us to basically lose power and lose basically waste diesel. And at this point we are backed up on diesel, and we are backed up on diesel in here. So I just want to make a quick mention of that. Just kind of ignore everything that's going on. You guys will see that soon enough, but I did want to mention that in this episode since we were setting up our power generation. But okay, so now it's about wrapping up point. I'm going to, between episodes, I'm going to make some more portable generators. Then, come next episode, I think we're going to set up an excavator, and then we're going to start running this over to our machine, set up an electric furnace, get our ore situation better. We're probably going to upgrade from basic machines as well, and start getting into a bit more immersive engineering stuff to enable us to start doing a little bit of automation. I'd like to make it so that I can automatically create creosote, and I'd also like, or not creosote, but treated wood, and then start automating at least some of the parts of making the stone machine frames and the other machine frames and stuff. Maybe start doing a little bit of automation related to that as well. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.